What are beasts? What flickers in the mind's eye when you hear the word? I would wager that most of you visualize the dead that now walk among us. Those vacant eyes, clouded over. Those devouring mouths, always slack. And the smell, yeah, that probably comes to mind too. Rot. Some of you may conjure up a beast of the field, a bull or a swine, wishing their finest cuts were upon your plate. Fewer still might consider the beast of the wild, a black bear wading across a stream, a nasty swamp gator more than a century old, drifting through the bayou, searching, hungry for a critter with warm blood to sink her teeth into. The nature of the beast is not what I'm asking you to contemplate. What I encourage you to mull over for the moment is what beasts all have in common. Big, small, fearsome or timid, the common thread between them all is the limit of their thoughts. Think about that. A beast is limited in thought. A beast has a one-track mind. A beast thinks only about its own survival. It doesn't care about anything else. So allow me to pose a question. Are we simply beasts? Are we so beaten down, so base, that the only pursuit we can conceive is survival? Are we no longer capable of dreaming, of creation? Have we so completely blinded ourselves to the great achievements of our glorious past that we are willing to let it all disintegrate into dust because we are afraid to die? The way I see it, the answer to every single one of these questions should be a resounding no.
If he keeps on raining.
Where is she? Nobody seems to know. The rumors are wide and wild. I can barely keep track of them all. Let's begin with the most unlikely. Mama is a ghost. She has never existed. Mama is a fabrication created by those truly at the cruel heart of the Tower Collective to serve as a symbol under which to unify their impressionable masses. Next, we have Mama is dead, followed closely by she is deathly ill. Then, of course, one of my personal favorites, Mama is afraid of her people. So she hides, knowing that the Tower's time as the dominant voice of NOLA is drawing to a close. Its collapse imminent once the blindly obedient finally realize there is so much more for them beyond the oppressive wall. Now, I must admit, I have never laid eyes on Mama myself. My time on their side of the wall was brief as a mayfly. The Tower's ways do not reward those who believe in the power of autonomous thought. But whatever you believe, there is an undeniable truth. The tower is in decline. Their philosophy, their lack of vision, and their cruelty have ensured their own doom. Has Mama seen it already? The end? Surely someone of her acumen can right the ship, set the tower back on a benevolent course. And yet it appears that Mama has abandoned her flock. Why has she chosen to withdraw when the tower is so desperately in need of strong leadership? Isn't it obvious, New Orleans? Mama knows she's already lost. She knows that we, the reclaimed, have set hearts and minds aflame with new possibilities. She knows that she can no longer compete. She knows the time has come to let go. But there are those among her ranks, I'm told, who have taken it upon themselves to double down on the failures of the tower, to cling to worldviews that no longer hold any relevance, despite the reticence of their formerly esteemed leader. Sounds to me like the inmates have taken over the asylum. Is that where you want to place your trust, New Orleans? With a so-called community that sees you as nothing more than an expendable cog in their ever-grinding machine? Wouldn't it be wiser to embrace a philosophy that embraces the humanity that seethes inside each and every one of you? Mama is done with you. Those loyal to her and her broken ideologies will find any excuse to dispose of you. Retake control of your own destiny, my friends. Find your way to the reclaimed. We believe in you.
If he keeps on raining.
What are beasts?
Hey, Casey. You there?
Yeah, always here. Always thinking. My mind is always swirling with something these days. It's impossible to shut it down.
Doesn't make sense to get all worked up. If you want to survive, you need to focus. Steady your mind.
Yeah, well, I guess. But, you know, hey, this morning I realized something. I can't even remember the last time I saw the sky. It's been a while, at least that much I know. Months. Wish I would have paid more attention. You ever been to the Badlands up in South Dakota?
Never been.
Oh, that's a shame. Like another planet. My mom used to drive me through there every summer on the way to see my uncle. The night sky was so bright. So many stars, like a dome overhead. Crystal clear view of the cosmos. That put a lot of things in perspective for me back when I really needed it. How insignificant we really are in the grand scheme of things. How my troubles, no matter how big they may seem, really don't mean squat. I mean, well, what are troubles anyway, huh? The universe doesn't know the meaning of the word. I wish I had that Badlands sky overhead right about now. You know, the first thing I'm gonna do when free is head back north. I think I've had enough of swamp life.
You mentioned your mom and your uncle.
But my uncle died a while ago. I miss him a ton. We were friends. I looked up to him. I never really knew my dad, so yeah, he kind of stepped in when he could. My mom and I, we didn't always get along. No clue what happened to my mom, actually. When I left home and joined the guard, we weren't speaking, which... that's fine by me. She never thought too much of me. Didn't think I'd ever amount to anything. The verdict is still out, I suppose.
What was the problem with you and your mom?
Typical only child bullshit. Smothering me one second, cutting me down the next. I hated her for it. Reminded her of my dad, so she hated me for that. Look, tourist, I've had enough of a therapy session. I don't feel like talking anymore. I'm gonna go put my head down for a bit. I'll talk to you soon.
Via Aurora. Med supply located. The Shallows.
Maybe Noir is a cheat. Maybe Noir is a liar and a thief. She will say and do anything to further her own selfish agenda. Do not be fooled. She will not help you. She will corrupt you. I considered her family. Treated her as if she were my own flesh and blood. Yet she did not hesitate to betray me. She tried to turn my dearest and most loyal friends against me. Oh, her treachery knows no bounds. She is desperate and will do the same to you. Do not be fooled. Maybe Noir is a menace. She should be shunned. If you assist her in any way, you will leave us notes to consider you the enemy of the tower. We do not wish this. Do not force our hand. The tower will always stand.
I just don't know what to do. Yeah, I just found my sister and she hasn't eaten in a week. Do you have any food I could bring her? I'm begging you. Just a couple of bites. I'm digging it. Just a couple of bites. Thank you. From the bottom of our hearts, I want you to have this. You can't just do what you want.
Morning, sunshine. You around?
I'm here, Casey. What's up?
I've located another flow regulator. We need it to repair the second pump, and guess what? I woke up this morning with water up to my ankles, so that sucks. Time is slipping away from me faster than I expected.
Hope you took swimming lessons as a kid.
You're a real comedian, tourist. If you're through with the jokes and feel like helping out a guy staring down a cold, creeping death, the regulator is in Bywater. Blue-collar part of town. Warehouses, auto repair shops, small homes shoved in where possible. There's a huge lumber yard there, too. From what I heard through tower radio chatter, a bunch of valuable machinery was discovered in a storeroom. No specifics, though. You're gonna have to poke around. Oh, and I looked into the key you mentioned. I hate to say it, but we need it. Only way to access the final pump station. So you should keep things cool with May for the time being.
What do you think of May?
Well, it's hard to tell. The tower is really going after her. Spreading all kinds of unflattering words, but I don't trust much coming from them. I guess the verdict on May is still out for me. What about you?
So far, she's held up her end of the bargain when I help her out. That's a solid sign.
Yeah, and hopefully things will stay that way. And hey, I want you to know how much I appreciate what you're doing for me. It's nice to know someone has my back for once. Beginning to believe I actually might survive this. There was a time when, never mind. I'm trying to keep the dark thoughts out.
Ease up on the sentimentality, Casey. You know what I expect from all this. Better be worth it.
It is. Trust me. Just hit me up when you've snagged the pump part from Bywater. I'll do my best to stay dry in the meantime. Might try to elevate my cot a few feet so I don't wake up floating. Talk to you soon, tourist. Stay safe up there.